Hi guys, it's AshleyBedeck. Welcome back to my channel. Look who I have here, special guest. This is Baby Diamond. Now, during my pregnancy with him, I did pregnancy updates pretty much weekly. And after I had him, I just was so in love with him and just so fascinated with him. It just was a whole new experience, so I completely ceased my updates, which was not my intentions. He's now 2 months old and I am ready to get back into my baby updates. Since he's 2 months, 8 weeks, at 8 weeks he had his doctor's appointment for his 2-month checkup. In that checkup he was 23 inches long. He's a tall boy. He was 11 pounds 14 ounces, so almost 2 ounces shy of being 12 pounds, so he's a heavy boy. And he got his shots. He got one in each thigh, and then he got an oral vaccination as well. I forget the name of those things because they are, some of them are hard to pronounce, but yeah, he got all 5 of his vaccinations done. What is it? His size wise, he's currently a size 3 to 6 months. So this right here is a 0 to 3 months, and it does fit. I don't know if you guys can see, but this onesie is a 0 to 3 months, and I believe it's Burt's Bees, but he fits a 3 to 6 months very well, and that pretty much is his size. In fact, this is a bag of all of his new, well, not all, but most of his newborn clothes. Everything that was newborn or 0 to 3 months is pretty much in here, and he has left just 3 months and 3 to 6 months. So yeah, he's a big healthy boy. Pacifier and bottle feeding, we started that at 6 weeks because he's 100% breastfed. We were afraid of nipple confusion, so we waited the full 6 weeks, which was very tough because, like, he was very fussy in the first month. Not very extremely, but he did have fussy episodes, and with that he needed a pacifier. So at 6 weeks we finally gave it to him, and let me tell you, it's been like night and day with him. Like, I changed his pacifiers to the Event brand. This is the same brand as the bottle that he uses. So what I liked about this pacifier was that it's the same nipple as his bottle. Cooing increased about 6 weeks. He's been cooing since like 1 month, but at 6 weeks it got to the point where, like, I lay him here and he would coo for like 20 minutes by himself, really loud, really fun, and he kicks his feet and he kicks his arms, which he's in a playful mood right now. So if he was laying down, he'd probably be kicking and cooing right now. He laughs when he's playing. When you come to him and you get close to his face, he laughs. I put him in the mirror pretty much every day. We do tummy time every day, so he's pretty good at lifting his head. When I put him in the mirror, or like when I do turn the phone on and I face the camera frontwards, he can recognize himself and he just stares at himself and he gets kind of shocked. Again, he laughs when he plays. What else? Another thing that we found out at his 2-month, which I already knew, but at his 2-month checkup, his doctor told us that he had a hernia. And a hernia basically is when your baby's belly button is facing out. So he got it probably because of the crying that he did. After month 1, he went through this spell where between like 7 o'clock p.m. and 10 o'clock p.m. he would just whine and cuss and cry for no reason. And that's when he developed the hernia. Even then, he didn't have his pacifier yet, but once he got his pacifier, he stopped doing that. So that is one thing to look out for. If you do not give your baby a pacifier for the first 6 weeks, you may encounter a hernia. What else? Sensitive skin. He has very sensitive skin because he's breastfed. We think that's the reason that he had baby acne. Now, he came out with perfect, beautiful skin, and then his face was like covered in bumps, and it just was the most depressing thing ever to see your baby just with so many bumps on his face, and it was dry. And the doctor told us at his 1-month checkup, don't put anything on it except for warm water, don't wash it with soap. We changed over his baby hygiene stuff to Aveeno, so he uses the Aveeno cream moisturizer as well as a cream wash, and we didn't really put anything else on it besides that. And he finally fits his shoes. He came out with a really, really big foot, but still he couldn't fit his shoes. So in his 2-month birthday was June 28th. the same day as his dad's birthday, which was really cool. And that was the first time he ever wore shoes. He now can fit a size 0 in shoes, which I like, because I hate when I see babies, no offense if you do it, but I hate when I see babies wearing shoes and you can tell that they don't fit. They just have them on because they're so cool, or they're Jordans or whatever. But now he can actually fit the shoes and they actually look good. No more swaddling. He hates to be swaddled now, so that kind of is sad, because I love seeing him as a little baby burrito, but now he hates it. So that went in the 2nd month. Bobby pillow also, he likes the bobby pillow, but it's not as effective anymore because he slides out of it. So I put him in it so that he can sit up and hang out and cool a little while, but I always I always supervise him 100% of the time when he's in the bobby, because like I said, he will slide out of it, and I don't want him, like sometimes when he slides out of it, he's facing like one of the arms of the pillow, and I don't want him to hurt himself or suffocate or slide off the bed or anything like that. So the bobby pillow is sort of becoming a thing of the past and starting to wean out of his daily routine, but we do use it also to face him forward on it for tummy time. Also with that, we don't do as often anymore either, because when we lean him over it to do tummy time, his legs are so strong and he's so long that he kicks. And so instead of using it to lift his head in practice, he kicks and he will flip himself forward, which is very, very funny when supervised, but we have to at least hold his legs down if we want him to use it to lift his head. So basically his tummy time usually is just flat on the bed. We'll let him raise his head and practice that way. That's the best thing for him. Pumping, breast pumping, since he's breastfed 100%, we started breastfeeding at 6 weeks. Since then, or when I first started at 6 weeks, he was pumping, or I was pumping 4 ounces, 2 ounces on each boob. Now I pumped today and I'm officially at 7 ounces. So one boob will pump 4 ounces. My left boob pumps 4 ounces. My right boob pumps 3 ounces in less than 10 minutes. And this one is always pumped less. So usually how I try to make this one practice pumping more milk, is I put him, when he feeds on my boob, I make him feed on this one first to kind of help stimulate it to to pump more milk. Yeah, so I'm pumping 7 ounces at 10 minutes for 2 months, and at 1 month I was pumping 4 ounces. So basically that means he's eating about 7 ounces when he eats each feeding. He grabs hair and scratches. He's been doing that since the beginning. It's starting to kind of wean out, but like if he's fussy and he's laying down by himself, he'll just go and he'll be feeling his hair and he'll get a good grip of it and he'll just literally pull and scream. How I counteract that, like if his hand was here and he was doing it, I kind of just go, oh, you know, don't do that, like, you know, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And it'll basically let him unlatch without me grabbing his hand, because if I grab his hand, he'll pull tighter and it'll hurt. So just a tip, if your child is grabbing their hair like that, even if his hand is locked in, if you take like this, it'll release so much easier opposed to you trying to grab his hand away. So that's another tip that I can give you guys. Scratching. His mittens finally fit now, but they still come off so easily that I just don't have time to be bothered with trying to keep the mittens on. When we give him a bath every other night, we clean his ears with the safety Q-tips, the baby safety Q-tips, so that they're perfect because you won't jab his ear if he jumps or anything like that. But a good amount of dirt comes off of those things. So if you have a baby, please make sure that you are cleaning their ears. When you look at a baby, you don't think that his ears will be dirty, his or her, but trust me, clean their ears because they are dirty. What else? Eyebrows and lashes finally grew in. At 1 month, he didn't have any eyebrows or any eyelashes. He finally has both. They're still pretty light, but finally they're growing in. He recognizes himself in the mirror. When he poops, it's loud. So when you have a baby, if you have never been around a baby who's pooped before, baby poops loud and he farts loud, and they smell like grown-up smelling farts, and pee smells like grown-up smelling pee. So if you've never been around a baby, just know that there is nothing cute or friendly about their poops and their pee-pees. It smells like normal grown-up poop and pee. He's starting to stay up longer during the daytime. Like right now, he would usually be asleep, but now during the day, he is up much, much longer. He sleeps very good through the night. His bedtime is about 11 o'clock. He's down no later than 11:30. He'll wake up for another feeding around between 4:30 and 5:30 a.m. just depending on, you know, whatever. So usually he sleeps, what is that, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he sleeps about 5 to 6 hours at nighttime. That is the only time he will sleep that long. During the day, he'll sleep between 1 and 3 hours, just depending on how he feels. If he likes it a lot, he'll follow himself. So I love that. He is very, very, very alert. And I keep him, like when we're hanging out, like I'll let him stand in the mirror like this and just play. Or like I'm watching TV and I'll just let him look and explore and play. Instead of always holding him facing me, I like to let him face outward a lot so that he can explore and I can talk to him and show him things. Now when I talk to him, he looks at me and he's engaged. Like he doesn't know what I'm saying, but at this stage in their growth, they're starting to store some of the words you use. So for me, my practice of trying to teach him is finding keywords for his everyday routine so that he can store them. So when he's going to sleep, I just say night night, night night, night night diamond, and that's I repeat it a lot as he falls asleep, and so that it can store into his memory brain that that is what, or his cue for nighttime or going to sleep. When he's eating, I either use the words milk or eat. Do you want to eat, Diamond? Eat, eat. And it sounds annoying and it's very repetitive, but I just repeat the word eat. When he's drinking his milk, do you want your milk? Milk, milk. When he wakes up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You know, just different words like that to help him to hopefully store in his memory bank. Because when I read online, I think it's about 9 weeks or 10 weeks is when they begin to store those keywords in their memory bank. And I'm trying to keep him as on top of his development and even ahead as much as I possibly can. I say his name a lot, mommy a lot, daddy a lot, love a lot. You know, when I give him hugs, love, 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 and I just repeat it and I just repeat it, and I just sound like a broken record, but to me it's so worth it, because when it's time for him to begin speaking, those are the words that I want him to know. His pacifier, I just, Mr. Bink is his pacifier, Mr. Bink, Mr. Bink, Mr. Bink, you know, those type of things. After he finishes eating, what I do is I lay him on my chest and I'll talk to him. I talk to him nonstop all day long, which is why he talks so much, is because he hears me talk so much. But I'll burp him, and then I'll lay him on my chest and we'll talk, and I'll give him a massage or rub his back or whatever the case may be. And when he's ready to go, he'll throw himself. Of course, I always have to hold him securely, because out of nowhere, he'll like throw himself. You okay? Something that I learned is that you hold a baby like this when they're coughing. Since they can't really lift their arms, you just hold them like this, and it kind of helps to alleviate that choking that they're going through. But like, I'll hold him like this, and I'll be in the bed laying, and he'll throw himself. Like, he usually, when he takes a nap, he lays next to me in the bed, and he'll throw himself. And so I have to hold him and secure him, but I allow him to do it, and he'll roll himself onto the bed, and he will put himself to sleep. Like, he'll be wide awake like he is right now. He'll throw himself on to the bed, and once he gets onto the bed, I let him lay there. I make sure that he's on his back and not on his side or his stomach, and then he'll just lay there and he'll just drift off into his sleep. Like, he's a very, very advanced kid in my opinion, and it just may be me because I'm his mom, but he puts himself to sleep, no problem. When he wants to play, I don't force him to sleep. He, like right now, he's full of energy. He wants to explore. So after I'm done recording this video, I will edit and upload, and I'll let him sit just like this and explore. But that's it. I know I'm rambling. This is my baby, and I love him so much, and I'm so proud of his developments, because he's such a smart kid. But being 2 months postpartum, mentally and emotionally, one thing that I was afraid of was postpartum depression. I'm going through a lot in real life with family and just being a new mom and trying to, you know, stopping my work and just different things like that. I thought, you know, my biggest worry was going through postpartum depression. Now, I have my sad days. My emotions are up and down, and today I just feel like I can just sit here and just cry all day. I think that's normal to feel that way, especially when your life is not perfect, and guess what? No one is. But I didn't get depressed. Like, I know it's not the end of me having or being at risk of that, but I'm not depressed. I think I'm normal. I have my days. I'm sensitive, you know, and I think that's still just being on the high of my hormones for being pregnant, but I'm okay. So that's one thing that I'm very, very happy about, is I did not go through a postpartum depression. Some of my symptoms are back pain, what else? My feet still get swollen, especially when I do a lot during the day. I get numbness in my last two toes on my, I believe it's my right side, and sometimes I get one of my toes on my left side gets numb, and I don't know what causes that, but I think it's just still my body and my hormones are still going through it. Still, when I'm out during the day for a long time, my feet get tired and painful really, really quick, just like when I was pregnant. So that has not gone away. One of the after effects of that is that my feet are a lot more harsh than they used to be. They used to be soft and smooth and all that stuff. Now I gotta put a little extra lotion on them and keep them moisturized, and they're a little bit more rough, and I think that's just from all the extra weight from being pregnant. So hopefully that does go away with time. Weight wise, I have not measured myself as of late, but I don't feel like I gained, or I'm sorry, I don't feel like I gained or lost any weight. When I gave birth, I was about 173, 174. The last time I checked, I was about 152. So basically, I lost a total of 20 pounds, which I basically lost most of that in the beginning of my postpartum. But okay, so this is my belly at 2 months postpartum. My son is about almost 10 weeks old, so this is where we're at with it. Again, my stomach is probably about the width of it is about a 29 inch. Last week it was 31.5. Now it is a 29 at my waist. As you guys can see, I have some droopy excess skin. Forgive me, I am full. I just ate a turkey burger, so it's even more bloated. Usually this part goes in a little bit more, but as you guys can see, I'm covered in stretch marks. I intend to buy some more bio oil and continue to wrap my stomach, and I do intend on doing a ab regimen in order to get this back tight. But obviously the stretch marks won't ever completely go away. But last month this area was super duper dark, and it's still a little bit discolored. Hopefully we can get at least the color of it back to my skin tone, so that we just are left with the stretch marks. I have stretch marks on the side too, and when I first gave birth, these were super dark, like the really dark stretch marks, and then here in the front I have the really light stretch marks. So these have faded just a little bit with the bio oil, and these obviously won't fade or go away, but hopefully with time I'll be able to work out and get at least my body back to looking as best as possible by getting my stomach tight and my curves back, so that, you know, all is not lost and I can still enjoy my body. I probably will never ever wear a two-piece again, but if my body looks good, I will look good in like one pieces, which are pretty cute to me. So that's it. This is me at 2 months. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.